It's time for this week's Parting Shots.
On the boardroom, Kevin Durant's digital show on ESPN Plus, his teammate Kyrie Irving said Durant will be the first teammate he's ever had who he trusted to make shots late in games, to whom he would defer. Whew, that's a lot. And what an insult to Jason Tatum. No, really, Jason Tatum. Remember when Tatum was a go-to guy for the Celtics when Kyrie was injured during the 2018 postseason? With Kyrie nowhere to be found, he took Boston deeper than they went with Kyrie the following season. All right, but I get it. We all took that as a dig at LeBron James, even though Kyrie said it wasn't. For all the hell LeBron caught early in his career, he's been a dependable late-game option since 2012. So much so that the Cavs laughed in David Blatt's face when he called a game-winning play in the postseason for J.R. Smith. In that game, LeBron took over, took the shot, took the lead, and took the win. Irving occasionally says ridiculous things. Some are dangerous to share, like the whole flat earth thing. But this stuff? Oh, give us more, Kyrie. Harmless absurdity powers this league. And living in New York, I need an interesting team. Adding Irving wasn't enough to make that team the Nets. But if Kyrie keeps talking crazy, the Nets will be can't miss. And I'll take that however it comes.
Clemson coach Dabo Swinney continues to find ways to reveal some pretty telling opinions. He's already been heavily criticized for a lack of action after it was revealed in June that an assistant coach had used a racial slur when addressing a player in practice 3 years ago. And now, after a caller to Swinney's weekly radio show pressed him on his support of Black Lives Matter, Swinney exposed a bit more. Asked again on Tuesday to clarify, Swinney said he supports Black Lives Matter as a movement, but was careful to differentiate between the message and the organization, adding that he was against divisive politics. Actually, Dabo is creating the division by distracting from the simple message and making it about the organization. Black pain isn't political. Swinney went on to say of allowing social justice messaging on football uniforms, quote, "It's not that I'm not for the messaging, but I'm a very traditional guy. I've always just not messed with uniforms." Well, if it's simplicity Dabo wants in his messaging, he just made orange jerseys sound more important than the well-being of black people. As for being traditional, Dabo, you realize tradition is what we're trying to change here, right? But this isn't about changing Dabo's mind. It's about exposing it. He wants to uphold the status quo because it's worked for him. Let's just be clear about that and not send any, mixed messages.
If you reject moderation, if you worship at the altar of excess, then September was your kind of month in sports. Assuming, of course, that you were content to watch on TV. For months, there were essentially no live sports in North America, but by late July, 4 months into the COVID crisis, the spigot was wide open. Still, the backlog created by events postponed and seasons delayed would take time to be cleared. That's where September came in. A mad jumble of sports suddenly jammed together in our program guides, draining the batteries in our remote controls. Majors in golf and tennis, the Kentucky Derby, the Tour de France, postseason MLB, NBA, WNBA, NHL, college and pro football, MLS, and the Premier League. With the nation still in the grip of the coronavirus, with so much of our economy and daily life still on hold, September gave us this strange, unprecedented, plate-busting helping of sports, albeit with some of it in bubbles, with cardboard cutouts in place of fans, and instead of the real thing, with cheers on tape. What's clear is that there has never been a month in sports like this one. The hope, of course, is that despite its pleasures, there won't be again.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.